Bakit? Hindi, nag-live. Na, ganyan, we're live.
You're on live now. What can press?
Hello world, good morning Hong Kong, magandang umaga mahal kong Pilipinas, sa lahat ng manggagawang Pilipino sa aming sulok ng mundo. Kamusta po kayo? I'm your host, Christine. Welcome to another inspiring episode of Writers in Motion, brought to you by Migrant Writers of Hong Kong. But before we start, let me present to you our group, the Migrant Writers of Hong Kong, which was founded on March 30, 2001 by the three empowered women, Miss Maria Nimilo Rocio, Miss Aileen Ramos, and Miss Lucille Marcos Fernandez. It's a social media platform that aims to connect migrant domestic workers, poets, artists, storytellers, and authors around the world. It allows members to share their poems, stories, arts, and photography. Our group featured different challenges and segments and that motivates every member to write and share their stories, poems, and essays. Every Monday, we have Monday Prompt, wherein the members are given a theme about daily life to share their poems, stories, and it's moderated by Ms. Lucille Marcos Fernandez. And we also have on Monday on Spotlight featuring writers and poets in the community. Every Tuesday, we have the Creative Tuesday Challenge, in which we feature various artists sharing their artworks as an inspiration in writing. This challenge is being presented by Miss Divina Orpilia Molina, one of the admins of the group. Every second and fourth Wednesday of the month, we have connected different voices, one passion, in which we connect to multi-talented, diverse international poets, writers, and storytellers, delving into their works and achievements and learning from their experiences. Every Thursday, we have a Thursday Photo Challenge featuring aspiring photographers and using their shots as a motivation in writing. We also have the monthly photo challenge in which member will be given a specific photo which they can use as basis in writing their piece with a theme that differs every month. Every Friday we have the Friday challenge wherein we present different poetic devices and poetry forms as tools for the members to write their writing rhythmically pieces. This challenge is being presented by Ms. Nemila Rocio and Anne Maureen Espidarion. And first and third Sunday of the month, we have the Writers in Motion, featuring writers, poets, and authors in the community. The show was hosted by Miss Aileen Ramos and Miss Maria Nemila Rocio for the past episodes and will be hosted by Miss Rodeline Tabdaba and Miss Christine Aurelio. If you want to know more updates about our group, please subscribe in our YouTube channel, follow us in our Instagram, and free to join our Facebook page, Migrant Writers of Hong Kong. And now it's my pleasure to introduce my humble and very talented guest. She is a very soft-spoken person. She originally from Marinduque, Philippines, and has been working in Singapore since 2010. She is currently a helping hand in Carnival of Poetry, a monthly poetry event of Migrant Writers of Singapore, and a mentor of Cinderella's Angel. Welcome, Miss Rea M. Maac. Hello, sis. How are you today? I can't hear. Uh, Miss Rea, you are muted.
Also, sorry
Muted.
for that. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Miss Christine. Thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure to
Yeah.
be here.
Okay. Since you have a we have very short bio, I want to know more about you. Who is Rhea outside poetry firm?
Okay. I'm Rea M, like what you read in my bio. I came from Marinduque, Philippines, and I'm actually a quiet person. But if you will know me, I'm the most noisy person you'll ever know. And then I love hanging out with friends, especially if you've been with me for a long time. But most of the people around me thinking that I'm a snobby person. But if they will know me, then that they will change their perception about me.
You, how did you manage to fit writing with other demands on your time? Are you good in time management?
Oh, actually, writing my poem, especially right now that I'm really very busy since I just came back from the Philippines. So I don't really have time to write new poem. But if I have time, mostly at night after I finish my work, that's the only time I used to write my poem.
Oh, thank you, Miss Rhea. And my third question before I read the comments. You're in Migrant Writers of Singapore, and you do a lot of things for your group to grow. Um, how does your group influence your sense of self?
I always encourage them to work from the heart. Because if you work from your heart, you will always do right.
Oh, thank you, Miss Rhea. Oh, um, let's read the comments. Oh, why this? From Dax, Illinois, Rupe. Good morning, Miss You and Miss Rhea. From Lizelle Marcos Fernandez. Hello, good morning, beautiful host and to amazing guests. From Bernadette de la Cruz. Hi, Nang Bernadette. How are you? Good morning, lovely ladies. And from Lizelle again. Good morning, Bebe Rhea Ma.
Good
Happy
morning.
to see you here. And hello, lovely ladies. Okay. And now we can hear one of your poems that you prepared for us today.
Okay.
Thank
Actually, this first poem that I'm going to read was dedicated for all the mother around the world since we just celebrated Mother's Day. Unspoken words.
you.
Being the light of the family, you both did your best to stand firmly. You worked so hard, turning night into day. Never give up, no matter what may come. Our life is tough. I witness everything when I grow up. With plain rice mixed with water and salt, enough for us to fill our empty stomach. They said our way of living same like a chicken, and I know it hurts you deep within. Working in the rice field from morning till night. I can see how tired you are, yet you insist you're all right. With plow in your hand, you believe there's light. Just like the sun, our light will shine bright. You said we are your last hope. Education, our only way to cope. I can feel how tight the rope. I felt suffocated, I can breathe. And so, I spread my wings and fly alone. I disregard your instruction. I followed my selfish emotion without thinking about your hardship since I was born. Time flies so fast. I'm free, living my life happily. No space for the moments of fright. I believe what I did is right. I enjoyed my freedom without looking back to where I came from. Until one day, I woke up. Inside a cage, I was trapped. Drowning in the sea of regret, I saw nothing but darkness. Glazing my cheek with salty water, I found myself in front of you. Accepted me with open arms, you never say no. You opened the door without condemn. Instead, you asked me, have you eaten? Your face painted with anguish. Your forgiveness is what I wish. I failed you. I am so cruel for making you feel blue. Forgive me for giving you cuts of agony that hurts you tremendously. Forgive me, I broke your heart, your dreams for me fall apart. Forgive me for being selfish. Forgive me your effort I never cherish. Because of you, I was able to stand up again. You sheltered me during the heavy rain. Because of your encouragement, I found new hope and regained my strength. Because of you, I learned how to fight the so-called test of life. Thank you for everything, for the guidance and understanding. I showered you with so much pain, yet your unconditional love still remains. I appreciate all that you do. I love you. I may not always say it, but I really do. I may not be a filial daughter, but I promise to look after you with love and care. To do everything for us to prosper, from rice mixed with salt and water, hoping I can add sugar and pepper. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. You're very inspiring one. Your poem is very powerful expression, image of boundless and undefined love of a mother. Yeah.
Thank
Um,
you.
what does the title of the poem mean to you?
Unspoken words because I haven't got a chance or I didn't really talk to my parents what is written in my poem actually.
Um, the line that it touches my heart is the plain rice with mixed with water and salt, enough for us to fill our empty stomach. Um, I remember my grandmother used to serve this kind of food when we are young, and it's not just full of that's not just filled with our empty stomach, but it's filled of um, thousands of dreams, and it's planted a lot of determination for the future, for the future. And what do you
To be
love to do most with your mother?
what I do love with my mother,
What
I
do you
like
love most with your mother?
what do you love to do most with your mother? Oh,
Your mother,
I
yeah.
love with my mother. I love my mother to pluck my dead hair actually. When every time I go home.
Yeah, thank you. Wow. What was your first ever poem and what was it all about?
Oh. I can't remember my first poem that I wrote when I still study, but what I can remember is my poem which I wrote when I joined here in Singapore for the migrant workers poetry competition. And the title was Tula sa Bayan Ko. It's actually a Tagalog poem. It's a I forgot. I can remember that. Mm, I can't really remember the title. I was mental block. But it's a poem for my country. It's a poem for the Philippines.
Thank you, Miss Rhea. And
Oh,
we will
sorry.
some
It's
comments
actually
here.
Alikabok sa Sulok. Sorry. The title was Alikabok sa Sulok. It's a
Oh,
dust.
thank
A
you.
dust. Yeah.
Natandaan mo na. Okay, let's read some comments here from Aileen Ramos. Work from the heart. Nothing will go wrong if we give our heart in what we do. It's from Yen Velasquez Sansang. Good morning, pretty ladies. Such an emotional and powerful poem, says Raya, feeling every line and giving me goosebumps. From Rima Tabungkara. Hello, Migrant Writers of Hong Kong. Hello, pretty ladies. Happy to see you live again, Miss Raya Ma.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
all your comments. And I guess more more questions for you. In your opinion, what is the best thing for someone can do to become a writer?
What are the best thing for someone can do to become a writer? Like what I always said, you write from the heart. This is what I always said ever since some people asking me how to become the best thing to do to become a writer is you just write from your heart because nothing goes wrong if you write from your heart.
What was the most challenging thing about writing poem and a story?
Writing poem, the challenging for me is the twin cinema. It's a form of poetry which really give me a
Reason.
hard time. Yeah. It's the twin cinema which I really it takes time for me to finish one twin cinema. And for the story is writing fiction because ever since I always write poem and story based on my experience. And the first time I wrote fiction story was during our workshop with Migrant Writers of Hong Kong. So it's really challenging because I have to come up with a story, with a character which is based on my own thinking only. It's not really happening. So that's very challenging for me.
Okay. Twin cinema, so you're good in reverse.
Yes, that's my favorite actually.
um, now, can we hear your second poem that you preferred?
Okay. My second poem actually, this was written last year. And this was the part I can read this as part of the Labor Day. I think when I went back, I managed to reminisce my life in Marinduque in Philippines, which is being a farmer. I was able to dig again how it is our life before. So here it is. Reap and sow. As I gaze in the luminous sky, wearing pale blue of the daytime, inside of me is a remote feeling reminiscing how we survived through farming as our main source of living. Under the scorching sun, everyone carries on. Sweat dripping with a distance between the seedlings from eye to hand. The toughness of the back and arms. Legs feel 1,000 pricks. 2 feet in the thick mud. Cannot move forward. Like a baby's. Too young to walk. Move one step backward under the threat of being stuck and leeches that suck blood. knowing that behind every bending of the knee where they bows constantly is a mental groan and ache to bear, so that one day they will have food to share. Their fingers pushing seedling to soil, each life arranged in the form of invisible line from left to right. Each gap shows how the spaces form. Unable to sit yet refusing to surrender, must finish the task until their face kissed by the dusk. Yet real struggles are unknown to those not on the farmer's zone. Once again, I look back in the sky. As the moon facing towards me, I wonder, does anyone know the rice on their plate once coated with soil? Does anyone know each and every grain was soaked with toil? Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Rea, for that very inspiring point. Where do you
Thank
draw
you.
inspiration from writing this poem?
Actually, I wrote this based on Amor Solo's painting, which is the farming. And also because I was raised with my father, who is a farmer. And I used to be a farmer when I'm still in the Philippines. So I know how hard it is to become a farmer. I know the life of being a farmer.
Hmm. What what how this poem relate to your life at the moment?
What does this poem convey to all of us? I think how we survive despite the hardship that we're facing, despite the difficulties that we're facing nowadays, especially the pandemic. I think it shows that no matter how hard it is, no matter how difficult the life is, we just have to face it because it will pass. Hello? I don't know where's the problem. What happened? Hello? Hello everyone. I don't know what happened. Where is the problem? Is it with me or in the Migrant Writers of Hong Kong? But maybe I will read one poem first with all of you. Let me see. I will be reading one Tagalog poem titled Rosas. Sa pagmulat ng aking mga mata upang pagmasdan ang kislap ng umaga, nariyan ka nakatayo ang kinantunay na ganda. Ngunit kasabay ng pag-agos ng dugo sa aking ugat, imahe mo'y unti-unting namamayat. Mamula-mulang pisngi, manapay kumukupas, tila kaluluwang sa katawan ay kumakalas. At sa paglipas nga ng bukan liwayway, 1, 2, 3, paisa-isa silang sayo'y nawalay. Hanggang sa tuluyan, iwan niyaon tangkay. At tangay ng hangin, kagandahan taglay. Kung kaya't itong bubuyog lumisan at naglakbay, inakalang ikaw, tuluyan ng walang saysay. Naiwan kang tulala, kimkim ang sariling damdamin. Batid kong muli kang iindayog kasabay ng hangin. Muling sasayaw ang mga ugat sa ilalim ng lupa. Haharapin ang unos, ulan man o araw ay rumagasa. Muling mananalangin ang talulot, kataway ikakampay, upang magkaroon ng bukong simula ng bagong buhay. Sa pagkakaidlip, ikaw ay muling gigising upang magsilang ng panibagong supling. Ganda'y muling bubukadkad at magniningning. Magbibigay aliw hanggang muling mahimbing. Magbibigay samyo sa paligid. Hindi alintana kahit buhay ay masait. Katulad ng mahal natin sa buhay na dapat ingatan. Habang nandiyan, marapat na pahalagahan. Dahil katulad ng rosas na nalanta, hininga natin ay darating sa salitang paalam na. I think Miss Christine is okay now. I can see her. Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Sorry, Miss Roy, for the problem. And I cannot recognize.
I actually cannot hear you clearly. It's choppy.
Oh, okay. Cannot hear me. Hindi. Now you can hear me. Hello. Hello, Miss Rhea.
Hello? Yeah, I can hear you now. Narinig na kita.
Naririnig mo ako?
Oo. Pero
Okay, nakikita mo ba ako or naririnig?
nakikita kita, naririnig kita, pero yung yung cam mo, naka-stuck ka eh.
Hindi ko kasi maintindihan kung yung sinasabi mo, hindi ko siya kasi na parang nagro-robotic. Okay na ba? Signal talaga sa Hello?
Hello?
Oh. Maraming salamat sa tulang. Sorry everyone for the problem and we're trying to fix it today. I just read some comments here. We had a good story with us, Sis Rhea and Epic Twin Cinema. From Migrant Writers of Hong Kong, always on your amazing performances. From Eleonora Paninsales Larios, Miss Rhea, give me an update. From Shades and Pens, Miss Rhea, please read another poem muna. Um, from from Eleonora Paninsales, thank you. And from Anne Marine, thank you. Miss Rhea, please do read poem. And
Thank you.
painful yet so beautiful piece. And for Shades and Pens, salamat sa tula, Miss Rhea. Love listening Tagalog poems from Anne Marine. Thank you for the, thank you for the, thank you. Sorry for the interruption.
Hello, Sis Rhea. Are you okay?
No, I'm good. I'm good. No worries. No worries.
Okay. So thank you for sorry everyone for the technical difficulties. We're having some experiencing some technical difficulties at the moment, but the show must go on. So let's continue, Sis Rhea and Sis Christine. Okay,
Thank
I'll
you.
put you guys on the screen again. Okay. Yeah. Saan eh? Paano? Okay. I just go and continue with my questions, Miss Rhea. Sorry, everyone.
No worries.
Um,
Sometimes problem happen.
Yeah, I have to ask you more about your last poem. What messages does the poem convey to all of us?
This which poem is that? Sorry, I lost also.
It's the one the one that is about the farmers. The written so.
Oh, okay. Just like what we're facing now, right? We are facing pandemic and so much trial, so much problem, difficulties that we're facing now. But just like the farmer, before you manage to harvest palay, you have to go through a lot of trouble. No, not trouble. A lot of trials, a lot of hard works before you harvest palay. Just like now, we're facing pandemic, so much problem, trials. Some people lost job, but we don't have we are not stop. We don't stop with that. We have to face the problem because that will make us stronger ever.
Thank you, Ms. Rhea. Writing can be emotionally draining and stressful pursuit, like the one that you have recite is now, the one that's about farmer. It is very emotional, but and sometimes stressful pursuit. How you give some any tips for aspiring writers?
I'm not sure if I'm the right person to give tips to aspiring writers, but for
Based on your
me,
experience.
based on my experience, for me, I think you just continue writing, continue reading, because when you keep reading, you learn a lot of words, a lot of vocabulary that you can use in writing. And never stop, never stop learning, never stop writing. Whatever that comes in your mind, just write it, even though that's one line, two lines, as long as you have something to write, whatever that comes in your mind. Because sometimes there's a nice idea that comes in our mind, but we if we didn't write, sometimes we forget. Like for me, I'm forgetful. So if there's something or some idea that I want that comes in my mind, I quickly write it, or even in my phone, I quickly type it. So and then when I have enough time, then I go back to it, and then arrange on something like that. I hope I given.
Okay. How does yung last na poem mo, yung Rip and it's about farmer, right? Ano yung emotion mo while you're writing this poem?
Being proud to my father, because when I writing this, what's on my mind is my father, the hardship that he has to go through for us to have food in our plate. I'm proud to my father, and this actually is dedicated to him.
And I like the last two questions of your poem, the last part. Does anyone know the rice on their plate once coated with soil? And does anyone know each and every grain was soaked with soil? If you give, what do you think is the big impact of that question? If you share it with others, if you want to open it in the community.
Yeah, because nowadays some people doesn't know how hard to be a farmer, and some people wasting food. You know, those they throwing food. If like some people, they will order food, if they don't like, they just throw it. But for the farmer, just like my father, every grain is very important. My father is
Yeah.
very strict. Like we cannot waste food. If you take food, if you put rice on your plate, you have to finish no matter what, because you won't don't take rice. Don't put rice on your plate if you cannot finish. So make sure whatever you put in your plate, you have to finish.
Yeah. Um, this your title is like I read it in it's an ageless wisdom, and it's also it will we will read it in some biblical books about yeah the why you used what do you think for you what is the reason why yeah you used the title this title, what gives you more inspiration and your reason why you want to be this kind of title?
Oh, because what you harvest is what you plant is what you will
Yeah.
harvest. Yeah.
Kagaya kung ano yung hinasik mo, din yun yung anihin mo, ganun.
Yeah, sa Tagalog, kung ano ang itinanim
Sa
siya
Tagalog.
aanihin.
But it has a lot of meaning, not only for farmers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you do good, you'll get good.
Yeah.
If you do bad,
Yeah.
karma will come back to you. Kind of like that.
Yeah. Okay. I have another more questions. If you're giving a chance to speak or to recite your poem in a group of students, what would it be and why? Any poem.
Any poem.
Yeah, if you're
If you're
giving a
giving a
chance.
chance to speak or to recite your poem in a group of students, what would it be and why? I think I will still choose the one I read first, the poem for my mother, because
Yeah.
some student doesn't respect parents. yeah, I'm not saying all, but some. There are certain students who forget to be grateful to their parents. Some like doesn't really give or doesn't appreciate what their parents doing, especially now sending them to school. But some students complaining. So I want them to see. I want them to learn from my mistake, from my experience.
Hmm. Which specific experience, Miss Rhea?
Being a bad daughter, being unfilial daughter. So I hope
It seems
they won't copy what I do, what I did.
it seems you're not.
That's before. I'm trying to be good now.
Trying to be good.
Trying,
Okay.
trying.
Trying. How does poetry impact people's mind and life?
Sorry.
How does poetry impact people's mind and life?
How does poetry impact people's
Impacts
mind?
people's mind.
I feel like I feel like I'm in. Wait. Why do I have a feeling that I am a part of Miss Universe with all these questions? To be honest, I'm not used with all the questions. Sometimes some people asking me during my reading. I always say, no, stop, no question for me.
No question. You just want to read your poem.
Yeah. I always love to read poem, but in terms of question, oh, okay. How does poetry impact people's mind and life? Actually, for me, right, if I write poetry, I can express myself. And the way I read, I want people to read what's in my mind, what's in my heart. I want to I want them to feel what was in my poem, what the message I wanted to convey. And I hope that message they can apply on their own also. Sorry, I cannot hear you.
Do you also write about love poems?
Oh yes. I do love writing poems, especially heartbroken poems.
Oh,
Yes. That's the best way to express yourself when you are heartbroken. Write poem. Non-stop poem.
that's the poem. Oh, let's read some comments here. Okay, this is from Migrant Writers of Hong Kong. Sorry for the technical difficulties, everyone, but show must go on. I'm so sorry. It's my first time to host.
Oh, you're doing great. You're doing great. Don't worry.
I guess no. Yeah. Um, 3 words to describe Rhea.
3 words to describe Rhea.
Yeah. Since
Mm. I didn't expect that question. Strong, helpful, angry
okay,
bird,
and last,
angry bird, angry bird.
oh, angry bird.
That's two
Okay,
words.
from the first word, you're strong. You're strong. How you
Yes.
manage literary criticism?
Literary criticism.
Yeah, how you deal with it?
You laugh at it.
You sure?
first I laugh at it, and then second I try to see where did the criticism comes from, and then I will see if that criticism makes me a better writer, and then I will apply it. I will change
Oh,
if it will help me to become a better. But if the criticism is a negative that will drain your mind, then laugh at it and then let it go.
you just love? No, no bad feelings?
Oh, inside I think I'm killing the people already. I'm killing that person who criticized me. Yeah, yeah. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
right.
reality.
I won't deny that. Inside of me, I'm killing the people who criticize me. But of course, you want you have to play fair also. That whatever you do, there's a criticism. So you have to accept
Um,
that.
you do a lot of things in your group like the Migrant Writers of Hong Kong, and I've sorry Singapore, sorry. How does it feel every activities you have really successful? What where do you gain some confidence?
Oh, actually, no. This successful, I would rather credit to the people who really work hard. But because for me, I'm holding one event of or one how do you say one event of migrant writers of Singapore. But those successful event this past few months or past few days, it really the hard works credit to the people who really work hard, like Miss Janeline Dupingay, Zakir Hussein, Sis Julie Nicey, these people. Sorry, I can mention all of you, but I'm not the one behind that successful event. There's a certain people who really work hard on that, and I'm really really proud of them.
Yeah, and we have some question here from Shades and Pens. If you are to write a story from your poems, what piece will you pick and why?
Sorry, come again. If I will write
If you are to write a story from your poems, what piece
which
will you pick? Yeah, what piece will you pick and why? Which?
rice mixed with water and salt.
Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah, I'm actually working on that story,
Alright.
starting on that.
And there's another question from Itemel. How you describe yourself as a loser poetess in case?
Sorry,
How you
sorry.
describe how you describe yourself as a loser poetess in, yeah, how you describe yourself as a loser
Sorry.
poetess?
Can you
Where
show
did you
the question?
how to show this? Yeah.
How do you
How you des-
describe? Oh, a crying baby.
I'm crying.
A crying baby.
Why crying baby?
Because being a loser, I just cry, 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 cry.
I just crying. You said you're strong.
In case only, in case.
Okay, in case. From Migrant Writers. Sorry for being late. Been busy doing other things here. I'm so proud of you. There is Christine Aurelio for doing this. Thank you, Pretty Maac, Rea M, for gracing our invitation. Who's the-
Thank
Yeah.
you. My pleasure.
Okay. What other experiences in
writing instead of not instead except literary criticism, and then some what are other challenges that you encounter in writing a story, writing a poem, in be and also being a helping hand in your group.
Okay. In writing poem and story, I suffer mental block. Yeah, when there's a time that you wanted to write but there's no word come out from your mind. And according to my mentor Hao Guang, if it happened, you just keep writing no matter what it is. Like if no words, you just even it's just a line, you keep writing until words come up from your mind. And then as a helping hand, I have a migraine actually, and it also affect my work, my job as a migrant writer of Singapore. I have a migraine, and if it if my migraine visited me, then that's the problem. I can't do anything.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Miss Rhea. And just talking.
Pero ang daming tanong ah. Hindi naubusan
Ang
ng
dami.
tanong. Hindi ka ata
Ako,
naubusan ng tanong.
wala
Parang
na.
ginigisa mo na yata ako.
Mag-isa. Tahimik kasi yung comment section ko eh. Kaya ako na lang magsasalita. Ay. Okay.
Wala bang tanong tungkol sa pagkain? Kung kailan, anong oras tayo kakain?
Okay. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Spaghetti or pancit canton?
Pansit Canton.
Do you like puto dinuguan?
Puto only.
Why don't you? Oh, maybe. That's,
Chocolate or
okay.
chocolate?
Chocolate.
Yeah.
Chocolate or
Chocolate
candy?
or chocolate?
Chocolate or ice cream? Candy?
None of the above.
None of the
I
above.
cannot. Oh yeah, bawal. I cannot have chocolate and I cannot have ice cream.
How about marshmallow?
No. Candy. Lollipop.
Lollipop. Oh, there was it. No. Oh, you write a story, right? That's your first time in Toolbox?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not really
How
my first story, but my first fiction.
Ah, that's your first fiction. What is your first story?
My first story. It was actually published here in Singapore. It's the Forbidden Love.
Wow, I'm expecting it was about love. Why forbidden love?
Forbidden to answer also.
And forbidden to ask questions. Okay. And what you feel after writing your first fiction in Toolbox?
I'm proud of myself. I was able to write my first fiction. I'm proud of myself. Every time I accomplish something, I'm proud of myself. Anyone, even you have to be proud of yourself. You accomplished the first hosting, and you're doing great.
And I'm doing good with you. You're my inspiration when I read your when you told me, oh, just talk with from your heart. And I always say to you, I don't know, kinakabahan na ako. Kinakabahan na ako para sa Sunday. Tapos sa amin mo, salita ka lang mula sa puso, yun lang yun.
Yeah.
Kaya yung mga pagkain na sinabi ko mula din sa puso yun.
Walang beer. Walang drinks na kasama.
Walang drinks pa. Coca-Cola or Sprite?
No.
No?
Beer.
Beer? Wala akong alam sa beer.
Pareho tayo.
Teddy bear lang yung alam ko.
Beer
Yeah.
brand. Beer
Ay, bear
brand.
brand pala. Ay,
Mm-mm.
wala. Bear brand pala. Question. Question. Oh, I'm also. Oh, there's some comments here from Dax, Illinois. Dax, are you awake? I'm also writing for Forbidden Love. I feel you, Sis Rhea. Wow.
Yeah!
Why all Forbidden Love? Can you write something about your love story, not forbidden love, something that more exciting? Yung naghahabulan, mga ganon. Yung nagtago-taguan, mga ganon yung dapat exciting. Hindi yung forbidden love, sad. Question. Hmm. Ah, I already read that. Okay. Question. You have question for me? Ito dahil doon.
Why do you love poetry?
I love poetry. Where I can share my thoughts. All my heart aches here. And yeah, yung mga nakatago dapat ilabas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, okay. One more last question. Last question. Did you publish any book
Yes.
under your name alone?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Oh.
published my book last year by Poetry Planet Publishing.
Oh.
Same as Miss Ellen May and Miss Bernadette de la Cruz. We have same publisher.
Oh. And it's all poem?
Yes.
Or
It's all
okay.
poems.
It's there's a lot any devices or it's just an open verse of poem?
There are different devices in that book, especially my favorite, the reverse one.
Why you like reverse?
It's very challenging because you can have two different ideas in one poem.
Wow. Nakagawa ko niyan pero ang hirap. Nakailang coffee yata ako.
Pero nakagawa ka, ibig sabihin, madali na, nakagawa ka.
Hindi, ang hirap. Kaya isa lang yun. Pero hindi ko talaga kaya yung twin cinema.
Same.
Same?
Yeah.
But there were some comments here. From Migrant Writers of Hong Kong. The title of her book is More Than Just a Shadow. Oh, More Than Just a Shadow. What's behind the title, More Than a Shadow?
More than just a shadow, because most of the poems are based on my experience, all the heartaches, all the trials. But if you will look into it, it's not just my past, but the learnings that I learned from all those experience, which until now I'm still bringing, I'm still suffering.
Do you share also your poem with your family?
Yes, I do. They also, and they are my first, my number one fans. Yeah, my number one supporter, especially my siblings.
Okay. It's true. It's that.
Yep. Okay, that's all, Miss Rhea. Thank you for gracing your invitation with my
Thank you so
first host.
much. Thank you
You're
so
my
much.
mentor. Thank you for being my mentor too.
You're doing great. You're doing great. No worry.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. You want to share some maybe from activities from your group this coming week?
Okay. Oh, this coming Sunday, 22nd of May, we will have our Carnival of Poetry May edition, and Miss Christine Aurelio is one of our featured poets. So please tune in, and we will hear what poem Miss Christine gonna share with us. It will be at around 2:30 this coming Sunday. You may tune in my. It will be live in Migrant Writers of Singapore Facebook page. So yeah, we're rooting for you, Miss Christine.
Thank you, thank you. And I'm ready. Yeah, and I hope, and it's not about love.
It's not about.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Miss Rhea, and thank you, different from Migrant Writers of Hong Kong. Thank you, beautiful ladies. Thank you so much for gracing our show, Sis Rhea Maac. God
Thank you
bless you,
so
Sisi.
much. My pleasure.
And
Thank you.
from Dax, Illinois, congratulations to Boot for getting teen or twin cinema. You look like twins actually. You look like twins. Okay, that's all. Thank you everyone for watching, and thank you so much for being with us until the end. And thank you for thank you for waiting. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye bye bye.
Bye.
Oh,
Have
there's
a
some
good
comments.
day.
Bye bye.